only put down 240 to start, and I've just noticed the board decided that he wants 250. That's 17.5 kilos more than any other competitor is starting on. So that just underlines the strength of Churin in the clean and jerk, way ahead of the rest of the field.
So Bruno now for his third and final attempt to close out on 377.5.
Aprieto la espalda, muy alto el alón, Bruno.
5 kilos up on his European performance and 2.5 kilos better than a year ago in Thailand. Just to work a little for the clean.
Well,
there a press out there on the left arm.
He's done the lift, but I don't think it's going to be good enough for the referees. Well, that's surprising.
I hope we see a front view of this again in slow motion, because it would be really good to see that left arm. What did you think?
I think the refereeing is very inconsistent. You know, sometimes they're failing people for press outs, and sometimes they're...
Well, we're going to see it from the side. Watch the left arm. At least we should be able to see it from the side. Well, let's have a look.
Well, not as easy to see from the side.
No, it is
definite press out.
What would you have done? I'm surprised there wasn't one red light.
Well, I'd have given him a red light.
Yeah.
But having said that, it's not a medal decision. But,
no, but I mean,
rules are rules.
That is not the point. I mean, there's either a good lift or a bad lift. Ranking positions are important as well. For a lot of people, their position they finish in depends on the financial level of financial support they get. So, you know, a place can make a difference. And the last thing you want to do is having people making arbitrary decisions just because you're not fighting for the medals.
That's right.
Tador, the other Spaniard now, 215. He's going to get the Spanish honours of the day. This for 385 total.
¡Ese! ¡Vamos! Ahí, esto es. Empuja y entra duro. La cadera dura. ¡Eso! ¡Aguántalo!
No mistake there.
Well, it's nice of you, the coach, to be two-handed. Actually, very appropriate next year, the European Championships taking place in the bull ring at La Coruña. Actually, I went there for a little visit at the end of August, and they were taking me around the arena, and we were sort of under the stage and going round, and I got to a door, and they went, no. And I turned around, they went, the bull. And the bulls are
they were worried about the bull, weren't they? They were worried about the safety of the bull. Yeah.
But apparently they keep them in the arena, so I'm going to be very careful there next time.
Well, that would make weightlifting very interesting, wouldn't it, if you had to dodge the bull? Especially when you've got 3 reds on each end of the bar. I think the poles would have to watch out, wouldn't they, with their red leotards?
Yes. This for 6 out of 6. Come on.
Well, stuck to his plan.
Yeah, that's well done. That is very well. Mantec delighted with Andre's work. Matty Every there, just going out a picture on the right. He's the General Secretary. He's had all the worries on his shoulders for not just months, but years to stage this championship here. Finns have been very friendly throughout, very helpful. As indeed of our post-broadcast colleagues from YLE 2. Which for those of you back in Great Britain is like BBC 2, but they're not quite as serious as YLE 2. I don't mean that in an uncomplimentary way, but... no, they've been very good. Another lovely nice day, another nice day outside. A few flurries of snow, temperature -7. Looked absolutely beautiful in the ski stadium this morning. 220 kilos on the bar here for Tador. This for 390 to total out. And to make 5 out of 6 for him, which would be a good series. But not to be. He must settle on 385, which is below Rode of Germany, who's the first man to finish. So Rode, who was in 8th place at halfway stage, moving up the order now because 2 men can't get a total. And he's ahead of both the Spanish. So he's got to be at least 6th. This man, though, only wants to be first. Chamerkin. Now, Panis, 180 kilos on the snatch, a disappointing 6th place. He's opening here with 225.
Well, maybe not such a disappointing 6th place because he did snatch 10 kilos more than the year before, so...
I'm talking in relation of getting amongst the medals and staying in contact for the overall chance. That's what I'm talking about, this competition as opposed to his personal performances.
He really is a very nice technician. There's no... Well, he's relaxed there.
Unnecessary, that.
Yeah, that was just concentration. I mean, he really has got a nice, smooth technique about him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he would have been at 4:05 and in the lead.
He did all the hard stuff and then just relaxed before the down signal. And when you've got just a touch under 500 pounds above your head, you can't afford to relax. He drives it to straight arms, comfortably, recovers, and then relaxes.
That was so he's really, to me, that's really ruined his chance because he needed to get that in to use the other 2 attempts. Poland. Now this man was down in 7th place, so he's got more catching up to try and do. He's also going for 225. He only had 175, so if he lifts this, he goes on to 400. As a total. Well, if you think this is good and impressive, just remember, world record, 462.5. He's just lifted 400. Makes you dizzy, doesn't it? How do you do that? How do you lift 462 kilos?
Well, you start off by getting very, very big.
Again, he's a man with good experience, been at this game for a dozen years, quite tall, (1.82 m), as now the Greek comes back onto stage, Panis. Shorter, (1.77 m) in height. Again, one of the lighter men, 124.95 kilos. So this to give him 4:05 running totally. Would still have one more chance after this to improve.
Now, needs to concentrate. And that down signal seems to be taking a long time to come.
This time he's got it. Quite interesting for such a big man. By profession, he's an assistant vet, which concentrates on looking after small animals. So the gentle giant. Yes, the Greek, actually, the other thing is he's a member of the Atlas Club, so very appropriately named. Now, Scarabartis, the snatch bronze medalist, 195, coming out for 227.5.
Yeah, snatched 190.
Через вперед, подбив. Полная стопа.
In fact, snatched 195.
Yes, it's a bit disappointing in the Europeans this year. He was down in 5th place. He only totalled out at 420. Managed to snatch, I should say, clean and jerk 230. But he only snatched 190, so clearly he's in better shape at the moment.
Встали. Грудь, спиночку держи. Ровно посыл. Плечо, сразу руки подставляем. Грудь держи. Тянись, тури.
So the first man to go over 500 pounds today, but the first of many.
Yeah, and he's over what he did last year when he took the bronze medal. I mean, then he only snatched 187.5 and he cleaned and jerked 225 for 412. So he's going much better. He's obviously got himself sorted out for this competition. I could see him getting a few more honours here.
So the winner of the snatch, coming in on 230 kilos.
This is the man who won the snatch, as you say. For those of you just joining us, just to emphasise that Ronnie, European champion and world record holder, not here. He's resting, saving his power for a later confrontation. And Stian Grimseth, the Norwegian giant, injured a couple of weeks ago and unable to participate.
Well, it's a good solid start.
Good solid start indeed it is.
So he's on 427.5 kilos. Still 2 lifts to come.
He'll have gained a lot of confidence by winning the snatch. Probably thought that he'd get a medal, but I don't think he would have necessarily nailed his colours to the goal before he started the competition. But it would have given him a lot of confidence. But
it's his teammate.
When you consider the outrageousness of Churin to put down to enter and swoop in for one lift and do the business. So
yes, I think Churin will take his 250 to win and then probably go for a world record.
We've got to remember that he lifted 262.5 last year in winning the World Championship clean and jerk, and that obviously helped him towards the total. And that mark of 262.5 under the old category system has been retained as the world standard for the clean and jerk, which I think is not unreasonable.
No. Well, in reality, the change of the categories hasn't really made any difference at all to the super heavyweights.
Because I think what he might fancy doing is piling on the kilos to get the total back, because remember the total that what Ronnie Weller's got is 465, and when he got that 465 in the Europeans, he took away the 462.5 that Churin established a year ago as the new world record. Danelian of Armenia, first shot at 232.5. Well, that would have been 427.5 and would have put him bang back in the picture. 207.5, which, as you can gather from the figures we've just been giving out, would leave him some way off the overall pace. But conceivably, depending on how things go, could give him an outside chance of a clean and jerk medal. He'll have one more attempt, whatever happens this time. I think we're getting pretty close to his limit, though.
Yes, really having to work hard now.
Well, I had a feeling, you know, thinking back to the previous lift which he got, that there wasn't a whole lot there.
Got it to arm's length, though. I mean, he's got another attempt. He is capable of doing that. Just depends on how much this attempt has taken out of him and how much time he's got to recover. Yes, and just doing the mathematics, Churin, if he wants to take that world record total, will have to jerk 5 kilos over the existing world record. He'll have to clean and jerk 267.5. In fact, no, he'll have to clean and jerk 270, which is only 2.5 kilos off of that elusive 600 pounds.
Well, who knows with Churin? Will they be just realistic after missing out on the snatch goal? Will the coaches pull him back and say, come on, let's just, you know, wrap up the championship, keep the world title?
But I think he has the opportunity of doing them all. 3 lifts. First lift wins the world title. Maybe the second lift, the clean and jerk world record. And then if he's feeling good, the third lift, he could go for the total and another clean and jerk world record.
Stay with us on Eurosport and find out whether he does it. He's got to stay on the platform.
No.
Whatever would have happened if that bar goes off the platform when he puts it down, that's a no lift.
Yes, that platform 4 meters by 4 meters. If you walk off the platform, it's automatically a no lift.
So, here comes the Greek, Panis.
Yes. So give him 412.5.
Yeah, I think it's not so much that. It's.
I think he's looking for a medal on the clean and jerk, isn't
yes,
he?
I think so, yes. I mean, I think that's what he's about. And this is his last attempt, and judging by what we've just seen, a couple of failures,
I think he could do it. He looks strong enough. His technique looks good. Well, oh, well. That's not somewhere you want 230 kilos to go. But he seems all right.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, the complexion changing by the moment here. Let's have a look.
Ooh, yeah. Wow, it looks as if he's ripped an adductor.
Poland. So suddenly the chance for Nojek comes back.
Yes, remember, he got the last one overhead, just didn't manage to hold it, but I'm sure his motivation on this one will be much higher now.
Well, yes, because Panis has lost his chance. I mean, the only people who are around really are Scarabartis, who's still there. Bergstrom's not going to take any further part. He's called it a day. He's obviously completely demoralised, having failed to get a snatch. If you missed the first part of the competition. Come on. Better, much better.
Well, I thought he could do it.
He's so much better on the chuck over the head. Very quick, lock the arms out really positively, and that's possibly a medal.
Yes, he's just got to wait now and see what the others do.
Scarabartis can take it away from him. So can Danelian, and of course Churin and Danelian. 250 kilos. They haven't changed the plan at all. So good, Churin.
Yeah, Churin, they're wrapping tape around his thumbs to protect them. Because of course these barbells, these weights so heavy, if you weren't using the hook grip where you wrap the fingers over the thumb, it would be almost impossible to keep hold of the weight.
So Scarabartis, this is an important lift because this will really establish him in both the clean and jerk medals and the overall. Because 235 would take him ahead of Pavel Najak, and it would give him an advantage because he'd have lifted it before the two Armenians, so he puts pressure on both of them. And he's still got one more effort after this, whatever.
He needs to stand.
Грудь поставь, грудь держи. С ножек хорошо. И сразу на прямые.
Well,
he's got one more chance at it.
Yeah, it's not strength. Bar was at arm's length, but he wasn't in a good position. Not in a good enough position to hold on to that huge weight of 235 kilos. That would have given him 430. Yes.
430, yep.
Plenty of power there to stand up with that huge weight. Drives the bar to straight arms, but doesn't have the positioning to hold.
Yes, he wasn't right, was he? So there was no way he could hold that. Churin, I suppose you could say that the only upset in his career really came in the Europeans with Vela. Until then, it had all been his way. I mean, he won the world titles in '95 in China, and of course the Olympic Games, and then last year the World Championship in Thailand again. So Danelian also looking for 430 here. Remember, he lost the bronze medal to Scarabartis by virtue of body weight. Scarabartis has just failed this weight, and so has the Armenian.
And that actually leaves him without a total.
3 failures. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, although he's not really competing with these people, it means that the German, Andre Rode, is moving up the overall ranking. Because there's 3 men who haven't actually finished the competition.
Oh, look at this, look. 230 kilos and the bar still isn't resting on his shoulders.
Yes, by my reckoning, Andre Rode of Germany cannot finish worse than 5th in this, which will be quite some achievement. It's what happens, isn't it, when you play your own game and you just focus on that and you let everybody else worry about what they're doing. It won't really reflect strength, but it will reflect technique. So now, Scarabartis, 430 kilos. He's got 422 and a half, but he really would like this.
Now, he's to get his positioning right this time.
Not to be. He's got enough for the... I would say he's got enough for the overall bronze medal, maybe. It's up to Danelian now to decide where the silver and bronze medals go, I think. So the leader, having completed all his lifts, is Scarabartis, but there are 2 men alive in this, the final competition of the 1998 World Weightlifting Championships from Lahti in Finland, and we have 3 to go. This is Danelian, the snatch gold medalist from the first half of the competition, looking for 237 and a half.
So this is 435 if he succeeds,
which would take him well ahead of Scarabartis and into silver medal position overall and the leader in the clean and jerk.
But of course, Churin still in that back room warming up.
He can have one more crack at this.
And his coach there, Mirazoyan, world champion in 1983 in the 56 kilo class, lifting for Russia.
And that was Jurek Sarkassian, not for the first time getting involved in the training and the coaching, the man who now lives for Australia. But of course, they all knew each other when it was the Soviet Union.
That's right.
And they were all lifting under one flag. So that's the advantage that all the countries have and the lifters have now. They have all those opportunities now that the Soviet Union is divided into the present republics. There are more opportunities for those men to have a chance at the highest level. So the situation is that Danelian has to come out for his third lift, and then the stage is open to Churin. Well, that's interesting. Just seeing the official there rolling up the sleeves.
Yes, well, of course, if the T-shirt is too
covers the
elbows, then the referees can't see. Although it wouldn't have actually mattered, because as the arms go above the head, the T-shirt comes up the arms anyway. But she's the technical officer, and that's what she's there to do.
Well, exactly. And if you remember back to Germany, there were one or two where the referees weren't picking that up, and I think we note, and they then went and sorted it out in one of the girls' categories. So
that's right.
Whatever we say, she was actually doing the job well.
Well, Churin did have 250 posted. He's now decided to he's seen what everybody else has done, and he's thought, well, why take 250 when I can win with 240 and I've still got 2 attempts left? I think that's the sensible thing to do.
Well, he's dropped it to 240, and here he comes in. I mean, he can be extravagant after this.
So 3 lifts remaining.
And I think the coaches, Vladimir Kliga, his coach, has got it right here. Because let's get the gold medal.
Yeah, win the competition first. I think they got the snatch wrong. I think he should have taken the 200 for the gold.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to make any difference. This man's still going to be the overall world champion again.
Well, as you said, David, we just saw him in the warm. It didn't touch his...
Still not touching his shoulders. Well, needs to hold.
2 again.
Oh, no lift. Now this is an example of inconsistent refereeing. I didn't see that there was anything really wrong with that.
Well, what on earth was wrong with that? Now, I hope we're going to see a front view of this, because...
And look, he thinks he's got it. He doesn't even realise it's a no lift. Or was that a problem?
I wish we could see this from the front and not the side, because you can't really tell from here.
No, there's nothing wrong with that lift.
I can't see anything wrong with that.
No. This is a real example of inconsistent refereeing.
Well, my German colleagues are suggesting there's a small press out on one of the arms. I mean, it is...
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
Well, I think he's going to be angry about this. I think he will be angry about this, because I think that's any aspirations really had to go for the... Well, I suppose he could still go. But I think they're all shaking their heads in.
Well, I think these referees are going to be called up by the jury and given a severe telling off.
Well, I also don't know what the jury are doing, because they have the opportunity to correct as well.
Yes, I mean, it's not good to see some of the earlier lifts passed, through press out, and then you get to the penultimate lift that's an important lift. And you say an important lift, it's the lift that's going to make him world champion, and all of a sudden...
I'll tell you something that's quite interesting. I mean, I've just noticed, looking down for the first time on the last day, that the jury don't actually seem to have a television monitor, which we normally provide them with, which allows them a close-up.
Yes, a second look.
It gives them a second look, but it also, when the lift is happening, it gives them a chance to see the front-on lift, because where they're positioned, they're off to one side. So they're off to the right-hand side, looking at the lifter, which is actually a disadvantage because they can't see the full perspective. So I think that's a serious mistake.
So Churin having to repeat the 2-4, and this is annoying from the spectators' view because it's taken one of his attempts away.
Yes.
You know, I would have liked to have seen him attempt the world record.
Well, he still could do it, but it would be a huge... the problem he's got now is that, OK, if he takes the 240...
that's going to give him 4:37. He's got to take a huge jump of 27.5 kilos if he wants to break the total record.
They're
in fact, 30 kilos if he wants to break the total record.
They are suggesting that Danelian may well not come out and take his third lift, in which he'd have the freedom to go whichever way. Get it right this time, please. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, let's wait and see. Yeah, so he's world champion. And the question is, what is he going to take for the final lift in this World Weightlifting Championships? Is he going to go for a world record? Well, surely he's not taking 242.
But he's got 240. .437.5, so it's well below his ability. He certainly can't take 242.5 because it'd be a complete waste of time. It's a question whether he's really got it in him.
Yes, I think he's either going to finish there or he's going to go for the world record.
I think if he's yes, he's called it a day. I think he's fed up with the fact that the judges ruled him out of that first lift, and he's a world champion as he was in 95, as he was in 97, and now that's 3 in a row. 4 major competitions if you include the Olympic Games, but of course the one interruption, Weller's victory over him in the European Championship. So it, in the way we hoped, we thought he might try and go for something. He's got the clean and jerk gold, the total gold, and he's got a silver from the snatch.
No, the synthetic.
But he's like that, isn't he? He doesn't seem to worry about setbacks terribly long, Churin. The smile's back on his face. There it is, Andrei Churin, 240, 7.5 kilos clear, using only 2 of his 3 clean and jerks to get ahead of the Pole, who has really profited there. And Danelian on 230 ahead of Scarabartis. So that's a very good and perhaps a bit of a surprising silver medal for the Pole. Overall, though, the situation is pretty clear. It's Churin who's got the gold medal ahead of Danelian, who gets the silver to go with his snatch gold, and Scarabartis in bronze medal position this time overall. And the Pole, as you can see, some way back, 4:07.5, but a good finish there by the German André Rode, who actually completes 6 out of 6 for 6th place out of the 11 who started.